Hello to y'all. Hello. I don't know why, but I'm talking like a pure Irish person in this moment when I was getting ready. And I say hello to my little plant. And I was thinking, in the moment, first of all, hello, because I never do a live here, so it's awesome. I was thinking in the moment, I was like, I better go put a light on. And that's why I was talking like that. I was like, sure, I better go put a light on. And I was like, why am I talking like a pure Irish? I better go put a light on. It's very interesting. Anyway, I'm absolutely exhausted, right? And it's definitely near bedtime. And I had this, actually I have this labradorite in my hand, which is absolutely amazing. But I had this moment, so I was like going through my old phone. And now that I have a bit of time on my hands, I was like, right, I have loads of content there that I could just throw up on Instagram and, whatever. And I was like saying to my partner, it's like, will I share this? And he was like, it's grand. It's like, and then he's like, you kind of have a dilemma because you don't share your good stuff on Instagram and you don't share your stuff that's even half good on Instagram, and you don't really, so you've nothing really to share. And I was like, I know, it's a terrible situation. And another reason why the situation is terrible is because so obviously, like if you're doing an exhibition or you're doing a thing, then it's fine. You can, you have something coming up, you can share it, whatever. But I'm kind of in a different place at the moment. So for the last few years, I was finishing and doing my degree. Therefore, Instagram was really not my priority about sharing artwork, really, to be honest. It was just whatever. And then before I was performing a lot, and so then like I would share more then or whatever, or I was teaching a lot, so then I would share more then. Whereas now I'm in a different place. I'm not teaching. I'm not doing a huge amount of work with other human beings and their productions, and if I am, then those productions take longer because I'm just after finishing my degree. Sorry for my really croaky voice. I'm clearly very tired. And I basically was like, I don't like sharing artworks. Like, say, for example, I do a lot of drawings and I don't like sharing them on Instagram because, like, why? Why would I put my stuff on Instagram? Like, it's just for the taking. It's just for the copying. I have a big thing about that, about copying, artists copying each other. Unfortunately, it's just like a big thing for me. If you've been following me a while, you will know that it is really big for me. So, by the way, hello for the people that are coming in. It's nice to do live here because it's very different than my other pages, which is cool. I just want to say hello to my friend, my little friend again, because he's very cute and he's normally not right next to me here, but he is right now. So, I was thinking about it again and I was like, do you know what? I'm actually going to do a live about this because then it'd be really interesting to hear what other people have to say in this modern time of art. And I think I'm not really bothered about the AI. I actually don't really mind if someone takes something good that I put out there and they turn it into AI. I actually am like, look, whatever, because it's not actually my work then. It's some other form of it and irrelevant. But I kind of don't like carbon copy styling. I really am a promoter of like, do your own thing. Like art is the inspiration of the inspiration. So of course, there's could be 100 artists, getting inspired by the same thing, but their art will all look different if they're authentically being themselves. That's the whole fucking point, in my view anyway. So I feel like putting stuff out there, and like one reason is I'm getting old. Who else is getting old out there? When you just get close to the 40, it just like life changes. And I feel recently I got this real download, and it was just like, you have so much content, you've planned to maybe use some of it and do a production with this or do a production with that, but you might actually not use it for 5 years. You might not actually use it for 10 years. And then when you do use it, you'll be like 15 years younger. Like, how is that going to work? And I was like, actually, it's an interesting one. And I was like, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I fucking love how I have all this content from when I was younger, because it feels like I have this storybook of my life. And I definitely have this idea around a journey of my life, because I found really hard to kind of share. Like, sharing my artwork is a very specific thing for me. It's a very specific place, the people, the environment, because of the sacredness of it, because the delicacy, because the rawness, because the taboo of it, because it is literally myself in my artwork. Like, frankly, I'm just not like totally cool with sharing certain things in certain places, in certain environments. So I have like really strong boundaries around my artwork. That definitely comes with a lot of challenges. There is so many incredible artists that are out there in the world, or just alone in Ireland, and where they share their work or how they share their work is nothing that I want to do or will do in my life, quite probably, because it doesn't speak to me at all, right? So I'm speaking here around the Instagram piece because if you're not a typical, like, I do drawings, I do paintings, and I'm selling my drawings and my paintings, and then you just keep posting them, that is not what I will do either. It's not my thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that kind of Instagram artist. Dance is not my primary anymore, because now I'm more, I suppose I'm multidisciplinary fully, where before I had like dance and I had voice and I had a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this and a lot of circus, whereas circus is entwined in there, but it's a very contemporary style circus, and it's very you just wouldn't know it's even circus, I suppose, but because I'm so circus orientated, it is just part of me. And the other thing is, my voice sounds like very interesting. So anyway, enjoy that with me. Yeah, I'm like, oh, the sound. So sound is a big part of my work as well. And I feel like now, because, and fire is still part of my work. And I have some really nice performances I've done with fire. No one's ever seen them really, unless they've been there in live moments and other things. And so it's kind of that moment where I'm like, okay, I could share these like publicly, and people can judge them for what they are. Like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. I don't really care. No, I do care. But like, I would just choose that those people would judge it as it is. So we're coming down to the word judgment. And I feel like the art world is a very judgmental place, which is totally fine. It's very critical. I spent 4 years doing the critical thing in my honours degree. So anyone that's been through your degree gets what I'm on about right now. And I'm like, I believe it's really cool to like go out there and be in the art world, and to be like, people are going to like you and not like you. And there's like, I've had that before. It's totally fine. But this, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you do like it. If you're being critical, what is the point? It's a low vibration. Critique is a low vibration. Unless it is, I need this feedback so I can get to a new level. Right? Like, I need this feedback so I can get to this new level. Right? But if you only are experiencing critique consistently in your artwork, you need to be a specific type of person to vessel that in a way. I'm just going to say that the artist world is full of trauma. You also, if you've been following me around, trauma is a huge part of my work. Trauma informed, so trending, but I actually am a trauma informed. I'm actually a quite skilled therapist, and on top of that, have gone through my own trauma healing, and have been an artist that has been very traumatized by the environment, by the system, by friends, by my art world. I don't even know how to describe that, but like, so I've had all these different realms, and I'm still working through them, because that's how trauma continues. Like, you just delayer them, and sometimes new things prop up. So this is kind of why, like, judgment, if you know me, I kind of am a bit out there. Probably don't really get bothered with judgment. Like, if someone came up to me and said, hey, that's absolute shit, I'd be like, cool, good for you, God bless you, and goddess bless you, man. How I assume it's a man, but actually it could be anybody being that could say that to me. But quite frankly, it'd probably be a man body that would have the cheek to say that straight to my face, which would be quite respectful. I would appreciate the straightness. But I feel like my journey in this is like, how do we turn up and be seen? So for me, being seen is not a really big thing, but being seen as an artist for me is like a little bubble of how my art is. And my art is an experience. It is not something I can explain to you. It is an experience. Of course, I can explain it with words and sentences and a paragraph, but actually it's an experience. And it's, I suppose, perfectly say experiential. It's not experiential. I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. So it's not experiential at all, even though it falls under experimental, I suppose. Experimental film, experimental sound, experimental movement. Don't even know if that's one, but it is now. And it is experimental, but I don't feel it's experimental at all. It's just not classical. It's just not fully contemporary. It's not fully modern. It's experimental. So here we are. And because of that, it's hard to explain, because it has a lot of different things. Now, why is Instagram important? It's not actually important at all, to be honest. I just am actually feeling like I have all these videos, images, artworks, and I have, they might eventually get lost. Like, they could be years old at this point. They could eventually get lost. They could eventually disintegrate into dust. They could eventually whatever. And I'm just like, well, I could just use them. So in my art practice, I love using things up. It's like something I love doing. I love finishing something. I love using something. I have this like if someone else is throwing out paint, I'm like, why are you throwing that out? Like, I will use it. And that's part of my practice. So it kind of goes for the same thing with the films. It's like, if I throw it out, it's fine. It can be thrown out, or I can archive it. But if it's archiving, it's just storing a load of energy in a hole somewhere in the ether. And why doesn't it get utilized? So that's my teaching today as an art practitioner and teacher. I actually said earlier that I'm not teaching, and it's true. I have not been teaching for a while. I am returning to teaching in different ways. I have been thinking about offering one-to-one art practice teaching, especially now that I have my BA as well, like on top of it. So like there's more I can teach, but I'm not interested in running classes in that way, but I will do a one-to-one offering. And what else is there? And that can be online or in person. And then the other thing is movement practice teaching has been something that I was a little bit considering, and because after a lot of really interesting changes in my life, my voice is still weird, a lot of interesting changes in my life, I am focusing on a lot of my arts as a healing modality, and just honoring that that's what they are, and honoring the people that feel that space and feel the healing aspect, because I do find the artist space in the public realm is very a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Let's not start the conversation. And I don't feel it's very healing, and I don't feel it's very good for people, and I don't feel it's very good for the artists. And so I have chosen that path kind of many years ago, but it's kind of been more confirmed of late that it's not a full path I am on at the moment. And I feel really good saying that, like, you know, like it's, yeah, there's so much more. That's not actually why I came on here, so let's not go there right now. So keep the door open for collaborations. If you vibe with my style, even though I have nothing out there, unless you really know me, you probably won't even know what I do, but sure, it's worth having a conversation. I'm also open to having conversations full stop, because that's interesting. And but as I believe, most artists are running around absolutely stressed out of their heads, and they don't have time for conversations unless the conversation is going to get them to their next possible win. I don't really function like that. So I might not actually be the person for you to talk to, because you probably didn't get to the end of this video anyway, because you were goal orientated. Now I just sound like a bitch. And very happy to post this video anyway, because it's funny. So I feel a lot of liberation. I feel a lot of liberation in our world is coming through our new system of reality. And our new system of reality is being in the real world. If you are not in the real world, then maybe you are not living in reality. Now, I'm sure someone might listen to this and be like, she doesn't live in reality, or they don't live in reality, because you couldn't call me either. And I think that's actually quite opposite. I live in such a reality that I actually, you know, try to survive in this reality that we live in, which is quite toxic. So therefore, and I'm talking about really the bubble of the art world. So I feel like stepping out of that reality changes my perspective completely in a very positive way. So my beauties, I've said a lot of things. It has maybe triggered a lot of people. It may have inspired you. If it has inspired you, if it has triggered you as well, you can come and you can tell me, because it's okay. And then we can talk more. And then you feel like you have more tribe. And then more tribe makes more strength. And then more strength makes more connection and more power. And if the power is in the woman or any other person, the world will be a better place. Yeah. So I came on to talk about Instagram, and I honestly don't have an answer, but it was nice to share with you the journey. And so I might be posting random things, I might not post anything. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Be good to hear your little journey, your struggles out there in the Holy Mary, Mother of God. I pray for sinners and on the earth without them, man. And no, the Catholic Church has no power over what I just said. They are just words that actually I was indoctrinated with, and that is all. Goodbye, Catholic Church. You are not part of my system. Okay, my friends, goodbye. Lovely Sunday evening. I am definitely going to sleep very soon. It was so sunny here in Ireland, and hope all you artists are getting some rest. My message to you, get some rest. And be around people that treat you and respect your rest. Very, very vitally important. Goodbye.